Hey everybody, what's shaking? A big issue nowadays, especially during this pandemic, is mental health. Now, I can't comment on anybody else's mental health, but I can comment on my own. And I don't have to advertise for one of North America's biggest telecommunications company to do it. And I don't know the difference between a psychologist and a psychiatrist, and for that I've been told I've been lucky. A lot of you might know that I was diagnosed with Parkinson's a few years ago. And what Parkinson simply is lack of dopamine in my system. Dopamine controls movements, helps the signals from your brain tell you to move your arm, tell you to move your leg. And when I'm low on dopamine, I have slow movements, and it's controlled by medication, a synthetic form of dopamine called carbidopa-levodopa. That's what I'm on right now. So when I get low, my movements are slow, and when I am at the peak medication, sometimes maybe I'll take too much, or sometimes everything will hit at the same time, and that's how I get these involuntary movements. They're called dyskinesias, but whatever. Dopamine also controls a lot of things. It controls, such as your mood. So sometimes when I get really low and my body gets really slow, I can get deep, dark, and depressed, and I can have not nice thoughts. But I know that once I take more dopamine, that this mood will pass, and it's only chemical. How do I know this? Because I've researched it and experienced. I know enough about it that I know that I can identify it, and I won't do anything to hurt myself or others with impaired judgment. A lot of you might also know that I'm a sober alcoholic, and that also worked. And another faction for me, I wanted to know, before I was diagnosed with Parkinson's, I was a weird drinker. I would drink too much. Some of my friends might remember. Just a crazy guy. When I got drunk, I was completely different. But some people liked it, some people didn't. If you liked it, you liked it. If you hated it, you hated it. But I also had to dig deep, and I also had to find why I drank like I did. Why things got out of hand when I drank. So the key for me was identification. Either identifying what happens to my body in all facets when I lack dopamine in my system, or joining a 12-step program to figure out why I abused alcohol the way I did. Please exercise all options before you make a permanent decision on a temporary problem. Keep it steady.